we shall care for fog. I want to get him up to 90. 90 would be good. It probably won't stay there. It will drop horribly. The steamer Mongolia was built of iron, of 2,800 tons burden and 500 horsepower. She sailed as grandly as a duchess out of the port of Suez. Can we truly be departing Africa already? I asked as the buildings retreated into the distance. I should hope so, remarked my master, for we have quite a distance yet to travel. My master, I was learning, was as unvarying as the ship's chronometers. I confess I found it comforting to serve such a reliable personage. Certainly he was incurious and perhaps even indifferent, but he was also dauntless. Without doubt he was an eccentric gentleman upon an even more eccentric quest. But he was my eccentric gentleman, and I was determined to do my duty, come what may. Relations with Fog have strengthened. So we're heading along, and you can see the my formal route seems to be kind of going quite well as well. There's a wee bit of competition, of course. I want to see who. Oh, we're in Jeddah. Well, we stop in Jeddah, I assume. Monsieur Fogg spent his days playing whist with Sir Francis, a tall, fair fellow who was an old India hand, as they said in the trade. It seemed Sir Francis were travelling the full distance to Bombay. Good town, he declared. Good artificers, too. On the evening of the second day, we approached the city of Jeddah on the east coast of the Gulf. A curious sight, but of no interest. I went below and left the world to sail on by. We're not going up, we're not stopping, which would be the temptation, of course. Oh, the boat is stopping, it looks like. Spent too long. Again, it's that real-time aspect, you need to be doing things, my fault. I befriended an extravagantly whiskered fellow passenger, who introduced himself to me as Monsieur Fix, oh dear, and evinced a flattering interest in my travels. You are making a tour of the world in 80 days, he exclaimed, eyes wide as saucers. It is a wager, I confirmed mournfully. Gentlemen are strange creatures, and given to stranger fancies to fill their time. Monsieur Fix looked suddenly rather shrewd. It must be an expensive business, all this travel. My master is a gentleman, I said repressively, for I considered it gauche to discuss financial matters. Yes, of course, my companion agreed laughingly, though his moustache twitched like a pendulum. All the same, what a singular endeavour. Yeah, so that's getting low. We may have to just wait a little bit. We'll converse. We've got no other options. Greetings, Monsieur Miller. Passepartout, did you say? Ask about Bombay. There is a large Artificers Guild outpost in Bombay, so we want to know about Madras. I met a woman who worked in Bombay when the Madras mail to Madras opened, so Madras to Singapore. Singapore has a bad reputation, but it's a decent enough place. Perfumed oils. Madras. What options have we got from here? Colombo, Voltaire, Kolkata. Voltaire. I'm told you mentioned steamships. I've been told there is a regular service from Honolulu to San Francisco, but the fare is very high. To Pitcairn Island. No idea, but there's neither hotel, bank, nor market in Pitcairn Island. To Bangalore. I'm just picking them off at random, I think. No idea, but you can buy rare and misprinted stamps in Bangalore that will sell in Batavia. So I think we only found the one route. Ooh. Oh no, of course we got this route as well, which was the route I ended up taking in my 60-day route. Oh, so we flip over, and again, let's just check where we are. Omsk. So of course he's further. So I'm at this point further east, but you'll notice that here I went pretty much due south. That might be where we catch up to past me. Monsieur Fix was a most congenial fellow and possessed of all manner of useful knowledge. I asked him what he knew of Bombay, the Mongolia's final destination. I was stationed in Bangalore during my time in India, not Bombay, he told me, smiling. I spent much of my time playing cricket. We colonials take the game seriously, almost as seriously as the natives themselves. So, not the best thing. Care about Fog. You're most entertaining, Passepartout. I hope so. I hope you're enjoying this Let's Play. Keep caring about Fog, because I think if it goes down to 0, I don't know if he dies, but I don't want to find out. Your attentions are much appreciated. I like keeping that up, especially if there's no other options. Waiting does mean you get to see a bit of newspaper storyline, but Monsieur Fix dragged me up on deck, saying only, "You will not want to miss this, my friend." Through the sea mist, I saw the immaculate city of Arden nestled in the caldera of a volcano, bounded by sheer black cliffs and crystal blue sea. I was struck utterly dumb by the magnificent sight, a most unusual occurrence. Perhaps your master would want to see it also, Fix asked. I could send one of the deckhands to fetch him. My master is rarely fetched, I replied a little archly. Indeed not, remarked a voice from behind us, and I turned to see my master emerging from below decks. Monsieur Fix stiffened and glanced at my master. I made to introduce the two, but neither seemed interested. Monsieur Fix drifting away along the rail, and my master tapping his fingers on the rail with pleasure. I'm in roaring health, but we must make haste. The shipping lanes outside Arden were busy. So we passed close enough to other steamers to make out individual passengers taking a turn above deck. A little boy leaned over the rail and waved at me. So I gave him a calm nod, not wishing to make a spectacle of myself in front of my master. The child looked somewhat chagrined, but Monsieur Fogg gave me a small approving dip of the head, and I was content. I scanned the deck for familiar faces and saw no sign of the loquacious Mr. Fix or his extravagant moustaches. Perhaps he had disembarked at Arden, but I did spy Sir Francis. Well then, my master would continue to be well occupied. Yes. Keep boosting his condition while we head on. At breakfast, I saw a young bronze-skinned lady in a lilac day dress scribbling in her notebook, her eggs and smoked mackerel untouched upon a plate. I decided to introduce myself. This could go badly. With every gentlemanly courtesy, of course. Her eyebrows raised in challenge. I have no interest or talent with polite conversation, if that is your intent. I did not intend to impose, I said, flashing a conciliatory smile. She rolled her eyes and tugged angrily upon her lace cuffs. Of course you did. Why must people tell outright lies in the name of politesse? I was only further entangled a moment later when the lady's father arrived, one Monsieur Williamson. Eleanor, he said reprovingly. Who is this man? My name is Nor, she said firmly, and this man is no one of consequence. I am sure you will find him most congenial, father. With that, she swept away, leaving me to explain myself to her beleaguered parent. Your character is now well healed. I'm totally sure what that is. Right. Yeah, we can still see that my last journey is a lot further on. I happened upon Demoiselle Williamson in the piano room, where she was studiously ignoring the music and merriment in favour of her notebook. We meet again. The lady held up a finger to bid me wait a moment and finished her sentence with a flourish before looking up. Oh, it is you. What are you exactly? An adventurer. Are you? And what would you say if I confessed that I too am an adventurer? How did you come to be so? She gave me a wry look and lifted a notebook. I learned to write stories, Passepartout. You may be trapped here on this hulking steamer, but I am wandering the catacombs of Egypt and unearthing its marvels. May I read your stories? She gave me a wicked look and a smile. How do you know you have not read some of my stories already? I have a wide readership under my assumed name. It seemed I had made a friend in Demoiselle. Slowly. Ooh, wait. So, we get to see these little random bits of news. Experimental hovercraft to launch from Yokohama soon. So, where is it going? Is this just to Honolulu? Looks like it. So now we actually have a route from to Honolulu, but we may still not take it because, pardon me, we'd have to go north up to do it. North up to Japan, which may not be the best route. Monsieur Williamson offered me a pipeful of tobacco in the evening. I am perplexed by my daughter, he admitted miserably. What is so perplexing? I asked gently. She does not behave in the manner of a lady at all, he groaned. She told me last night that she has been writing penny dreadfuls for this past year. She is... His gentlemanly voice dropped with horror, so the last word was a mere croak. Published. She had as much told me so yesterday, but I pretended to be surprised. You fear a scandal? Scandal has already bitten. She has broken her engagement because she has independent means. Perhaps then she will find her own husband, I suggested. Monsieur Williamson's neck turned an unsavoury shade of purple. But anyone with a penny may now read her most intimate thoughts, wantonly printed upon the page. I am sure they are not true thoughts, monsieur. Who is to know? He shrugged. And whatever are her true thoughts, she is as thorough a mystery to me as his imagination failed, and he spat. A foreigner! I sighed and considered my next words. At least she is wonderfully beautiful. He turned on me sharply. I will ask you to kindly speak properly of my daughter, monsieur. He took his leave quickly, casting a sharp backwards look as he went. Oh well. I just want to see where we're going. Oh, he's going onto that route. Oh, I think I was stuck there for a little bit of time, so we may actually catch up. I know I was stuck in Honolulu in that route because I ran out of money. A slim volume had been slid under my door in the night, bound with a ribbon and a short note. To a fellow adventurer, here is my latest volume, Nor. I picked up the cheaply bound book, titled Adriana and the Lost Sarcophagus of Thebes, and opened it at the first page, of course. Adriana Herawi was no ordinary lady. While other girls of her age and background took up watercolours and practised their scales upon the piano, and dreamed of matrimony, Adriana dreamed of sun-bleached cities and featureless deserts of yellow sand. I settled in to read Miss Williamson's novella until my master woke and required my services. Ah. So, my other route is about a third of the way round. I don't think we're going to be beating it. Well, demanded Mademoiselle Williamson at lunch, what did you think of my story? Adriana is a charming creation. I only wish my father thought so, she sighed. He read my volume last night and believes Adriana is merely a cipher for my own passions and being. You are both adventurers. Hardly. Adriana has visited over 15 countries. She has ridden camels and horses and wrestled a crocodile while in her nightgown. There is some invention at work, then. Indeed there is, she agreed, though my father doesn't see it. He believes Lord Havering to be Adriana's lover, and now suspects that I'm concealing my own paramour from him. She glared into the middle distance. Lord Havering is the villain. He is Adriana's nemesis. He is utterly misreading the text. Perhaps your father is a romantic. My father a romantic? She looked utterly scandalised. He simply cannot follow plots. Havering thwarts Adriana constantly and condescends to her at every turn, even threatens her with a rapier. That is hardly romantic. Demoiselle Williamson dug into her venison savagely, muttering of interfering fathers and irresponsible readers, wisely. I smiled in a most amicable, friendly fashion. There was clearly nothing that could be done for this unfortunate father-daughter pair, other than perhaps to lock them in a room together, to force them to talk. Talking. What nonsense. Hooray! We've got Fogg back to 100 health. Good. I am no tourist, Sir Francis declared with cheerful glee towards my master as they dealt another hand. I am taking the train to Calcutta on important business. How long does this train take? I inquired, or was about to, as just then the infernal Monsieur Williamson stormed in, threw a glove at me and bellowed a challenge. Excuse me, monsieur? I asked in bewilderment. You mean to challenge me? You, said Monsieur Williamson, voice tripping villain, are Lord Havering, and you have led my daughter astray. I am not Lord Havering, I insisted, though I perceived, unlike the rest of the recreation room, that Monsieur Williamson was referring to the character in Adriana and the Lost Sarcophagus of Thebes. The man scowled. Besides which, Lord Havering is clearly a villain and not a romantic hero. Aha! He picked up his glove and then tossed it once more. You have read her text, you blackguard! And yet the way we spoke together, you acted quite the charming innocent. He drew his arm back and made a fist, and I realised he was almost certainly about to punch me in the face. I turned to Monsieur Fogg for assistance. Yes. No, I will punch him preemptively. He landed in a sickening crunch of fresh and blown. He collapsed like a sack of potato. Oh dear. Clutching his broken nose and bleeding profusely upon the carpeted deck, I stared at him in horror. What in the name of Ra and Osiris is going on? Miss Williams shouted, arriving at the precise unfortunate moment. She seized her father by the armpits and dragged him away, muttering various unladylike curses as blood trickled off his chin, and I called vague apologies. Monsieur Fogg regarded me with remarkable aplomb, giving the scene which had preceded. You would tell me, would you not, if you had outraged any ladies of late? Passport 2. I nodded neatly, trying, if possible, to regather my composure. I probably shouldn't have gone for it, should I? Oh. Oh, that's probably a better route, actually. Yes, I probably should have looked to Monsieur Fogg for assistance. I kept to my cabin on the last day of our journey to avoid any repetition of the previous evening's debacle, but I could not avoid Miss Williamson as we had disembarked at Bombay. She clutched her hands to her bosom theatrically as she spotted me. "Goodbye, my dear Lord Havering," she called, counterfeiting a sickly, love-struck smile. "I will never forget you." "Nor you, my Adriana," I called back with a rakish smile, as her father turned a bright, horrible shade of red beside her. And then we disembarked into the humid, salt and smoke-laced air of Bombay. We had arrived in India. So that little plot's now ended, so that's going to wrap up. We'll probably never come across them again. So that's it. I'd like to have, if there was a bit more kind of repetition, but obviously that that can't really happen. Okay, so none of these. So that departs tomorrow, and it's going to cost us quite a bit. Let's see what we've. No. Let's see if we can buy anything. Travelling cloak. Block of henna. Sells in Rangoon, but we're not going that way. Ooh, but Chittagong. We are going to Chittagong. Oh no, we're keeping that. We're going to keep that. Actually, I need to just check. I mean, this is the thing. So I think my plan is go to Calcutta and then head to Chittagong, because then we can go up to Hong Kong, or we can go to Singapore. So that means we want to keep the Indian shipping. We can get rid of that. If we're going to go to Chittagong, we can grab that, which means we can sell it. We're not going to Rangoon. Gentleman Traveller set. I don't know if the Englishman's wardrobe is going to be overly useful, but we could get an extra suitcase, but I don't know how useful this is going to be. Good for keeping out chill winds and heavy rain. Yes, chill winds and heavy rain. I'm not entirely sure the chill winds are going to be particularly appropriate. And also, if we have too much space, we end up. If we have too many suitcases going into a particular area, it's a bit of an issue. We can't explore anymore, which isn't too bad. We can't explore. We know what we're doing. We've got our plan.